What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, America? What's going on, great people out there? It's your boy, Rod, from the Brooklyn Beards and Ball Sports Show. Shout out to my co-host, Big Don. I'm sure y'all gonna see a lot of teeth today from Big Don. Yo, listen, 49ers did their thing. Cowboys did their thing. The Nets also got a big win over the weekend. My Lakers are still the Lakers. We're still struggling, but shout out to LeBron. He's about only 900 some points away from breaking the all-time scoring record in the NBA. But listen, that's either here nor there. A lot of good stuff to talk about. And listen, we're doing separate shows today. So because of the holiday, I'm out of town. Donna's on the West Coast, as y'all know. So because of the geographical areas and different things that we're doing, I'm with the fam. As y'all know, we're doing our thing here. I'm actually in Virginia, enjoying the crew, enjoying the family. So I'm just going to do my take, and I'm going to talk about how great my Cowboys are, and I'm going to talk about how average the 49ers are. No, I'm going to be objective, I promise, guys. But listen, before we get into any of that, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit that like button, smash it, and then I need you to subscribe to this channel. I need you to comment to this video, okay? Listen, we appreciate all the support, all the love that we've been getting. Some of y'all been giving us some good feedback. Some of y'all been giving us your own personal takes. And listen, Don and I, we're not afraid of the smoke, all right? So give us everything y'all got. Y'all like what we're talking. You don't like what we're talking. You don't like what we're doing. You like what we're doing. Whatever it is, listen, your feedback is valuable to us, all right? We're a couple Brooklyn boys. We got tough skin. We could take the smoke. It's all good. And we also can appreciate the love as well. So whatever y'all got for us, just bring it. We appreciate you supporting the show. Listen, I'm going to start this thing off right now. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the huge victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, before I get into some of my concerns still with the Cowboys, all right, we cannot undermine this victory, okay? I don't want to hear nobody out there talk about, y'all didn't, they beat the Eagles without Jalen Hurts. Well, nobody was saying that when they beat us in Philly without Dak, okay? Dak is 10-0. 10-0. All right, 10 straight games he has won against the NFC East, okay? And he's 3-1 against Sirianni, okay, as the coach, okay? Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott. We own, all right, the Eagles. Yes, we do, with Dak Prescott. But listen, either here nor there, they beat us without Dak. We beat them without Hurts, okay? And listen, is it fair to say that the outcomes to each of those games could have been different if either team had their starting quarterback? Absolutely. So whatever you're going to say what could have happened to Dallas in their victory because they beat them without Hurts, you can also apply that same philosophy, okay, and predictability to the game when we lost to the Eagles without Dak Prescott. Listen, that game was huge in a lot of ways. Dak Prescott played probably one of his best games. That was the best game Dak played all year, in my opinion, considering the opponent, all right? A team with the Philadelphia Eagles that are #1 against pass defense, okay? And we know that defense is stout. They're ranked #2 overall. That is a great defense, okay? With some great corners, as we already know, all right? With Slay and Bradbury, them boys are not having it. They've been shutting stuff down all year long. And CD had a field day. Dak had a field day. No quarterback has thrown for more yards against the Eagles this year than what Dak did on Christmas Eve, all right? Including total yards for the Cowboys overall. The Eagles have not given up that many yards to anybody all year long. So they actually got tested with a really good offense, all right, in the Dallas Cowboys. Now, yes, I was nervous, went down 10-0, Dak with the pick. Of course, didn't look good, Josh Sweat jumping up there. Dak clearly, didn't gauge or assess the height there and just being nonchalant with the ball. That was careless, no question. That was all on Dak, nothing to do with misreads and nothing to do with all the other stuff that we talk about with Dak's interceptions, because, sometimes the Dallas media, we can, we get a little, sensitive with that or whatever as far as the reads and the receivers not being where they should be. That was a bad play by Dak. But the Cowboys showed great perseverance against that defense that was healthy. Okay, we know C.J. Gardner's been out, but he's been out for a long time. He's out the whole year, but he's been out a long time. So the Eagles defense has had time to adjust. But the Cowboys to come back after being down 10-0 and also being down by also 10 points again and another, down in the third quarter, unlike the 17 points that they ended up squandering in Jacksonville, the Cowboys showed great perseverance. And the play of the game, the 3rd and 30. Okay, 3rd and 30. Shout out to T.Y. Yes, let's give it up. His first catch and being with the star in his helmet, okay, goes for 52 yards and converting a 3rd and 30, unheard of. That to me was a crazy play, no doubt about it. Dak looked good. CD looked good. I thought the play calling was pretty good. Even Gallup with a nice toe tap there towards it wasn't really a toe tap, but he was able to keep both feet in bounds in the corner of the end zone right there on the sideline there, if you will. Great throw by Dak. Look, Dallas played very well. Now Gardner Minshew, he didn't play bad. Didn't play bad, all right? They had 4 turnovers, though, okay? 2 dope picks, okay? Javon Curse coming over and Deron Bland being able to just snatch that ball away and wanting it more. Dallas defense played in that game. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the absence of the pass rush, but the Cowboys defense played very well in that game. I thought we shut down the running game. Miles Sanders, who's a very good running back, but like I've always been saying all year, okay, Jalen Hurts is RB1. He's RB1. And the reason why Sanders has had the kind of year that he has, again, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a very good running back. He is a good threat and everything, the whole nine. He's a very good running back. But at the end of the day, it's really because a lot of teams have to concentrate so much on that RPO, okay? So the truth of the matter is that Hurts is a factor on the run. And we all know how dangerous and lethal he is. So without that concern, Miles, Sanders, you can clamp down on him. He did nothing, really. I mean, he had a couple nice little runs here and there, but he did nothing. Carlos Watkins shot out for the strip fumble there, all right? Listen, Dallas defense played very, very well, I thought. Gardner Minshew played well. The 2 turnovers, the 2 picks right there. Of course, the exchange there on the fumble probably doesn't happen if Jalen Hurts is there, okay? He's not going to really run the ball a lot. He can move, but I guess for whatever reason, they didn't want to move him too much. They wanted to just kind of run straight and do a lot of RPOs, but they just, kept the ball with the running back with Miles Sanders, and it really didn't do much, okay? Now, the passing game was effective. Gardner Minshew played very well, threw for over 300 yards. A.J. Brown, I have to say, he did get the best of Diggs for most of the game, okay? But, Diggs did fought as well. I mean, and A.J. Brown is one of the top receivers in the league, okay? And he's going up against another Pro Bowler in Trayvon Diggs. And Diggs got a beat a couple times on the double moves. We see that's something, Trayvon, you got to get better at, sir, okay? Get better at that. Stop with these getting beat on those double moves. You can't be so overly aggressive, all right, all the time. And that's the fault with Trayvon. So, Trey, you got to get better with that, bro, all right? You got to be more disciplined, all right? It's okay. You don't have to get an interception every time the ball's thrown your way, all right? Sometimes just stay disciplined, keep that receiver in front of you, and just make the play. That's all right? But that's something he needs to start learning. By now, he should have already kind of gotten a little bit better than that. But overall, AJ got the best of him. Devontae Smith he just murdered us, no doubt. Nashawn Wright, who's our 3rd-string cornerback, okay, because our 2nd string got benched, 1st string got hurt. Neither one of them are good, in my opinion. Anthony Brown nor Kelvin Joseph. But Nashawn Wright held his own, but, Devontae Smith did get the best of him, okay? But at the end of the day, Dallas wins that game. And they came in, they were down, 3rd and 30, convert. They get the score. I thought we kind of squandered some opportunities to get more points on the board. We end up getting the 2 late field goals there, which obviously, proved the difference in the game, if you will. But now I want to talk about something here. Okay, and again, the Eagles can still win a division if Dallas loses on Thursday and they beat the Saints on Sunday. And, that would pretty much clinch it for them. But, Dallas still has a chance to win the division. And we can, okay, if the Eagles lose out and Dallas wins out. So this game Thursday coming up against the Titans is pretty big. We need to win this game. But let me say this real quick. With Dallas, the pass rush is non-existent. This is a team, for the most part of the year, led the league in sacks. And we cannot get to the quarterback. Even with the blitzing, we still can't get to the quarterback. The last play of the game when Gardner Minshew just kind of threw the ball up and went and fell, dead in the end zone on that last play. Thank God Micah Parsons was able to tell the coaches, listen, give us a blow. We need to take this time out. We got to get the best pass rush we can possibly get. And they actually put some pressure on Gardner Minshew when it counted most on the last play of the game. But the game against Jacksonville, games against, I think the Colts was the last game where we really got a lot of good pressure in, okay? Against the Texans, we got no pass rush. Dallas has only had, maybe 1 or 2 sacks in the last 3 games. I mean, we are looking bad on the pass rush. So, Dan Quinn, you're going to have to figure that out because it's looking bad, all right? And so we got, a linebacker core right now with LVE out. That's a little bit depletion right there. But Dallas got to find a way to get to the quarterback, man. Guys are not, they're not playing well. Armstrong is not getting to the quarterback. He's got 8 sacks on the season. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, who's a Pro Bowler. He can't get the pressure there. Micah Parsons has been neutralized for the last 3, 4, almost 5 games, really. You know what I mean? I think he stands with like maybe 11 to 12 sacks. But again, he's not getting any pressure right now. Joey Bosa just running away pretty much with the defensive player of the year. I mean, he's got like 17 and a half sacks already. So yeah, he's doing his thing. So Micah, I don't know what to tell you. But let me say this to you guys, okay? We got to get better on defense because that secondary is not going to hold but for so much. And there is a good secondary back there in Dallas. But again, the weak link is on the opposite side of Diggs on the corner. We got to do better. But nevertheless, my Cowboys prevail. We handle business as we should, all right? You know the deal, all right? So I don't want to hear nothing again. Jalen Hurts didn't play. Y'all would have won that game. Yeah, nobody says that, though, when they beat us without Dak, who owns the Eagles. He played his best game against the Eagles, and that's without Amari Cooper, who's also light the Eagles up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But not this time. Cooper obviously isn't there. Dak still did his thing. Shout out to T.Y. Shout out to WR1, my man CeeDee Lamb, all right? They called him Lamb Drops early in the year, but he's definitely playing much better now, clearly defining himself as a number 1 receiver with the Dallas Cowboys. Now you got Gallup coming in. You got T.Y. Hilton. So we're looking pretty good. So OBJ, obviously that's not going to happen this year, I don't think. Obviously not. So no worries. We're good to go. We'll work that out for next year. All right. Anyway, let me talk a little football here real quick. We're going to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. They beat who I still believe a team that is – they're just a quarterback away, and that's the Washington Commanders. Look, the Commanders played the 49ers very tough. No question about it. First half. And they shut down their run game. Outside of Ray Boom Boom Mancini, who ran for 1 carry for 200 yards, outside of that run, okay, that was it. Their running game got shut down. But Purdy proved that he can throw the ball. I think he had a rating of 114. He completed nearly 70% of his passes. He looked really good, very efficient. Again, Kittle finding him open on the big plays, looking very good, very good. So again, the 49ers are expected to win that game. I knew they were going to win. I picked them to win. I told Don that they would win that game. It shouldn't be anything. Don wanted to text me, on Christmas Eve, talking about how the 49ers won, but Dallas survived. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, we played 2 completely different opponents that are clearly not on the same level at all. Okay, we beat the number 1 team in the NFL with the best record in the NFL. Okay, not just in the NFC. All right, give it again. Don't want to hear about the Jalen Hurts not being there. All right, but you beat the Commanders. And you should have beat the Commanders, okay? I mean, look, Heineke got benched. Why? Because he can't get it done in the red zone. The Commanders are horrible. One dead last in the league in the red zone. And it's not like they can't even get 3 points. They get turnovers. They commit turnovers in the red zone. So forget a field goal attempt. They can't even get that. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. But, the Commanders are just a quarterback away. Heineke gets benched. Wentz comes in. Okay, didn't fare really much better, but he looked a little more decisive with his throws. He looked like he really kind of knew where he should put the ball based on the blitzes that were coming there. But again, the game got pulled away as it should have happened. We all expected that. And, the 49ers did their thing, and the game looked like the way it should look. All right, so again, San Fran still looking like, in my opinion, even with Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, I still think the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. I've been saying it. I put it on record. I'm very objective. I hate the whiners. I do. I hate the whiners. But, I'm objective. It's a sports show. I can't just throw hate everywhere. So I got to show them some love and be objective. Otherwise, I would look like a buffoon, not knowing any level of sports, if I was to say that the 49ers are not playing good football. And again, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, which I am, I do not want to see that team at least not in the first round. Not in the first round. You don't want to still see them because they are still deep and they can run the ball. They're physical. The defense is still good. So, but again, nevertheless, good win for the Niners. Shout out to Don. You want to see a lot of teeth. Get ready for his take. You're going to just see his teeth. It's just going to be teeth. You're going to see a ball head and a lot of teeth. You're going to be smiling. You're going to still see the beard. The beard's going to be growing out the teeth. And that's, that's what you're going to see, because he's happy and then they're winning. And they should. And they should. So it's all good. It doesn't feel like the 49ers play at home a lot. It just seems like every turn around, they're at home. But nevertheless, good win. But the team I got to talk about in the NFL, bad loss, Miami Dolphins. I don't know what has happened to Tua. 3 straight possessions in the fourth quarter, all resulted in interceptions. That was a game they should have won. I don't know how they blew that game. Just horrible, Tua. Horrible. And if you're a Dolphin fan, you got to be sick. Shout out to my brother. Y'all keep him in prayer. My brother's a big Dolphins fan. Shout out to Corey. He was on our show a couple of weeks back, and he's hurting, guys. Y'all got to pray for him. 4 games in on the road, they lost, and this was a game that they really should have won. I mean, they played better in the cold against Buffalo, and then to come back here, I mean, they lost that game to Buffalo as expected to a degree, but then you come home and you lay an egg. I mean, the Packers are the Packers. They're not necessarily a great team, but they're playing with a lot of momentum, a lot of encouragement, and a lot of confidence right now. And simply, you got a situation where it's, they just, Aaron Rodgers is going to make them look good. He's going to be Aaron Rodgers. So whenever he's there, you got to play that team to the very end. But bad picks for Tua. They could still get in. I think right now the season ended. They still have the 7th seed at the moment. So the Dolphins is not, they just got to win a game. That's really what it is. They got to win a game. And they're going to have to win a game in a real, I don't want to say convincing fashion, but they got to play better. And I think the issues with the Dolphins is this, and here's my last point on the NFL tape. They're concentrating too much on the big plays. Look, Waddle and Tyreek Hill, it's hard not to want to bite the cheese on the big plays, right? Because those are big play receivers. They got tremendous speed. So you get the 80-yarders, the 60-yarders, the bombs, the crossing routes. These guys, the yaks are just crazy with these guys, right? We know what they bring. But the Dolphins are going to have to learn to become a little more disciplined with some chunk plays. When you get into the playoffs, it's going to be a lot different, okay? Things slow down. Teams play a lot differently in the playoffs. Everything gets condensed. Everything gets shortened. And, you're not going to be able to get all those big plays. You're going to need to know how to methodically go down the field. You're going to need to know how to run the ball effectively and efficiently, okay? Be able to really, do a lot of play action and do some things that'll keep the defense on their heel a little bit. But listen, because a lot of defenses are like, look, we don't care. We'll give you the big home run. Okay, you got the big play, Tyree. Big play yesterday with Waddle, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're still going to, at some point, you cannot beat a team week in and week out with just big plays. And that happened in the beginning of the year, right? But now we're looking at what's happening now. We're at the end of the year when what? Teams start looking a lot like a playoff team, right? Teams that played bad in the beginning now are playing better, okay? Teams have gotten healthier. Guys are starting to understand their roles. Chemistry is being developed with a lot of teams. Again, look at the Packers, right? They played bad all year, but they're finding a way now to get that mojo. They're playing with that confidence. Their defense is playing a lot better, okay? Aaron Rodgers is trusting his receivers a lot more, these younger guys. So you're starting to see things gel. And guys are looking like they're ready for the playoffs. And that's what it looks like in December. And so if you're the Dolphins, you're going to know how to have to play some December, January football. And that's not done with just, behind the back passes like Mahomes does to Travis Kelce, okay? And just, you want to just throw bombs all day to Tyreek Hill. Listen, that's not going to happen, okay? You got to learn to take what the defense gives you and be able to try to win that way, all right? So listen, that's my take. Go Cowboys, all right? Go Cowboys. Man, I was under pressure in that game. Ooh, y'all have no idea, boy. I was sweating bullets all day. My family, they teasing me because I'm around a bunch of Jet fans and other fans. And, just the environment was just messing with me, man. They just, you know what I'm saying? But I persevered through, okay? To God be the glory. I persevered through. Cowboys win, all right? Got a big one, Tennessee. We're going to give you some previews later this week, all right? But listen, I'm going to give my take on the NBA. Listen, a lot going on in the NBA right now. Teams are coming into their own. They're starting to gel. Guys are getting together now. Guys are really starting to put some things together, and particularly the Brooklyn Nets, right? My co-host Don, he's a big Brooklyn Nets fan. Nets who haven't won anything in a very, 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 very long time. Since the ABA days. But nevertheless, they're relative. Guys like KD, Kyrie, they're playing really, really good basketball right now. They hold the number 2 seed in the the Eastern Conference, and they're looking really good. You know what I'm saying? KD is playing well. I thought the win against the Milwaukee Bucks was very impressive. It was a lot of equilibrium across the board as far as the scoring. Everybody was in double digits as far as the starting five was concerned. I thought Ben Simmons played well, had 11 boards, eight assists, played very well. And again, it was a dominating game. I mean, of course, they beat the Golden State Warriors prior to that. I'm not making a big deal of that. The Warriors are horrible. They only have like 3 road wins, so they're horrible anyway. And they won that without, they won that without obviously Steph Curry. But again, the Nets look really good against Milwaukee. That was going to be the test. I told Don that was going to be a test where they're going to play. And Milwaukee hasn't been playing well right now, but it does not undermine or take anything away from what the Nets have done. The Nets look really good. Jacques Vaughn has got them boys playing, and their defense has really gone to another level. So clearly getting rid of Steve Nash was the best thing to do, because they got a coach who actually has experience in coaching, because he was an assistant, right? You got to have a guy that has at least been in the coaching ranks in order to coach, okay? Steve Nash was just plucked off his couch, because he's Steve Nash and he got the job, and so he was in over his head. Should have never had the job to begin with, but nevertheless, we see why, right? And so they're playing really well. I like Royce O'Neal. He hit 5 threes against Milwaukee, played really big, gave them some really good minutes. I think he's really a nice piece in that starting five for the Brooklyn Nets. And so KD is looking really good. He's turning things around. I think they look like a team that is, clearly they're going to be reckoned with. The Brooklyn Nets, provided that there's no issues and no more off the field antics and distractions, with the Kyrie and everything like that. You want to hear our takes, myself and Don, on some of the things that Kyrie had talked about. You can get our in-depth, thoughts on that, you know what I'm saying, as far as that goes, and his treatment from the NBA and the backlash that he took, and how what we felt was a bit, not a bit, but a lot unfair. But nevertheless, it did still bring some distractions, right, to the Nets, and then the whole reporting of, Ime Udoka coming, and he possibly could be their coach. And so it was a lot of things that was going on there. But the Nets have, they persevered through it right now, and they're looking really good. So shout out to the Nets. They look good. They're playing well, that's all you can say. My Lakers, not going to talk much about them because there's nothing really to say. I mean, again, I tell everybody all the time, I don't have a lot of expectations of the Los Angeles Lakers this year. Again, street clothes. He's out again, as we know. He's supposed to come back in January. The prognosis concerning, his injury was not as bad as they thought. So now he'll be able to, come back a lot sooner than what they projected earlier. But, it's just a matter of time, right? And again, I'm not speaking anything negative. I'm not trying to curse AD with another injury or anything like that. Not at all. Listen, we all love AD. We know what kind of player he is when he's on the court. One of the best at his spot, whether it's the 4 to 5. AD is one of the most versatile, skilled big men you're going to find in the league, over the history of its existence. One of the best. But the knock on AD is, we know, he's brittle. His bones, his body, it's just hard. He just can't stay healthy. So he comes back. We just don't know. Hopefully he could stay healthy. But he's just, if you miss a game here and there, that's one thing. But he misses games and stretches, and that's not good. So anyway, LeBron has to hold it down. Had 38, did what he can do. He's going to put up the points. But it's just hard to win. It's hard to win. And Dallas is not a good team either. Like, it's Luka. That's it. They just name that team, Luka. That's it. Don't call them the Dallas Mavericks. Just say, Los Angeles Lakers versus Luka. That's it. Anybody that play, just name them Luka, because that's all they got. I mean, I know Hardaway Jr. stepped up. I know, they had some other guys that stepped up for them, Dallas. Yeah, that's good. But, those guys are inconsistent. It's always Luka. It's always going to be Luka. And so, game went down to the wire. Pretty good game. But at the end of the day, it's hard for the Lakers to prevail. It's really hard. And LeBron, he can only do what he can do at 38 years old. And it's still balling out of his mind, nevertheless. So, right now, if you're Lakers or you're a fan of the Lakers, you're looking out for trades. You're thinking about, the future. You're looking at some pieces there. Austin Reeves, who I really like. And you got guys like, Lonnie Walker hasn't played bad this year. I thought he's played really good. He just needs to work on his defense a little bit more. But he's been a nice, athletic piece, wingman, doing this thing, getting some really good opportunities, which he didn't really get too much, I felt, in San Antonio. I think he might have been in the doghouse with Popovich. But nevertheless, But so these are some guys you can keep there, but then at the same time, you just want these guys to play well enough so maybe you can get a good trade, Are you going to keep Westbrook before the trade deadline? I don't know. Same thing with Brooklyn, right? As far as with Kyrie, right? I mean, they're playing so well right now. I don't think, as I'm thinking this through, and I've been telling Don this, and Don was we talk about this all the time as far as Kyrie and him being traded possibly before the trade deadline. I don't know. I mean, they're playing really good. I think Kyrie is going to just chill. He's going to lay low. I think he's not going to really get into too much stuff or whatever. Like, even if it's something that's harmless, right? And that's the unfortunate part because Kyrie can't even be himself, right? Because if he says something, it's going to get taken out of context. It's going to draw a lot of attention. So right now, he just has to play ball. And I think he's made some kind of commitment to the team in that way and to the brass there and to KD that he's just going to chill. And, he'll test the free agent market next year. I don't think the Nets will bring him back, but I don't think the Nets are going to trade him. I think if they're playing well, and I think KD might use whatever power or influence he has at this moment to keep Kyrie there, unless they're going to get a really good return on investment, as far or on the trade rather, then I don't know if they would trade him. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't either. So, but shout out to the Nets. They've won I think 10 in a row, 9 in a row, whatever it is. Might have been more than that. Excuse me if I got the numbers incorrect there, but they are on a hot winning streak and they are playing good basketball. So shout out to Don. Get a lot of teeth. 49ers, Nets, teeth. That's all you're gonna get. Teeth. Brooklyn teeth and beards. That's what we're going to probably have to end up naming the show now. So, yeah, that's what it'll be. But anyway, man, listen, it's your boy Rod. I had to give my take. Shout out to the Richmond, Virginia crew out here, chilling with the family and just throwing my take on the games. Look out for us. Again, Brooklyn Beards and Balls Sports Show. Like, share, subscribe, comment, give us the heat, whatever you want to do. Any Cowboy haters out there, bring it. We don't mind. I don't mind. We want it. Give us your honest opinion about the show and what you like and don't like about it, all right? We're always here to take things to another level, make some improvements and changes, whatever we got to do. We just want to bring you some good sport talk, and we also want to give you stuff on the culture, too. Don and I, we ain't afraid to talk about the culture. We're not afraid to talk about a lot of things that need to be discussed, all right? And I will say this, and I'm going to close this. I know this is my NBA take, but, has anybody heard anything lately about Brett Favre? I'm just saying. It's your boy. Peace.